Hi guys, good day. It's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class is we're going to define set, identify the elements of a set, ways of describing a set, what is well-defined set, and then not well-defined set. So without further ado, let's do this topic. Now before we define set, I have here some following words that you'll be encountering if you're dealing with sets. So the first one, we have what we call integers. Now, integers, thus these are whole numbers that will be positive and negative, including 0. So, our examples, we have negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So, after positive 3, you have those three dots. Those three dots, it means ellipses. That would be so on and so forth. So, after positive 3, including positive 4, positive 10, positive 20, positive 50, up to positive infinity. And on the left side, we also have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So you have three dots. It means so on and so forth. We call that one ellipses. So including negative 5, negative 20, negative 50, negative 100, up to negative infinity. So just remember that one class, integers, those are whole numbers that would be positive and negative whole numbers, including 0. And we also have whole numbers. So whole numbers, these will be our examples. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then so on and so forth. So for whole numbers, that would be including 0 and then all positive whole numbers. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 up to positive infinity. So you will start at 0. Now for counting numbers and then natural numbers, our examples, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then so on and so forth. So it will be including positive 5, positive 20, positive 50, and then up to positive infinity. Now the question there is, what would be the difference between the whole numbers and the counting numbers? So for the whole number class, as you can see with our given example, you will start at 0, and then all positive whole numbers. For counting numbers, you will start at 1. Because if you will count the numbers, as always, you will always start at 1. Once again, class, when you count the numbers, you will always start at 1. So example, 1, 2, 3. So when you count the numbers, you will always start at 1. So that's the difference, class, between the whole numbers and the counting numbers. For whole numbers, you will start at 0, and then all positive whole numbers. For counting numbers, you will start at 1. All right, and then we also have even numbers. Now, even numbers, our example, that would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then so on and so forth. I'm sure, class, you're familiarized with this even numbers. Even numbers, these are numbers that are divisible by 2. So we can divide 2 by 2. 2 divided by 2, that's 1. We can also divide 4 by 2. We can also divide 6 by 2. And then 8 by 2, we can divide 8 by 2. And then 10, we can divide it by 2. So even numbers class, those are numbers that are divisible by 2. So our example, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 12, and then 14, and then 16, and then so on and so forth. And we also have odd numbers. And our example, we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then so on and so forth. Next number will be 11, 13, 15. I'm sure class, you're familiarized also with odd numbers. So numbers that are not divisible by 2. Because if you will divide this 1 by 2, you will get a remainder. Example, 1 divided by 2, the answer is 0.5. So therefore, class, we will get a decimal answer. We will get a remainder. So numbers that are not divisible by 2. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and then so on and so forth. And we also have perfect squares. And I'm sure, class, you're already done with this one because before going to set, you're done with perfect squares and then perfect cubes. So example for perfect squares, that would be 0, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and then so on and so forth. So after 25, that would be 36, and then 49, and then 64. Now we call these numbers perfect squares because this number is the answer when you multiply same number by itself. Example 0 is a perfect square because 0 times 0, that is 0. So 0 is the answer when you multiply 0 by itself. Another example, 1. 1 is a perfect square because 1 times 1, that is 1. So the answer when you multiply 1 and 1 is called a perfect square. So 1 is a perfect square. Same with 4. 4, we call this number perfect square because 2 times 2, when you multiply 2 by itself twice, okay, once again, when you multiply 2 by itself, you will get 4. So therefore, 4 is a perfect square. Same with 9, because if you multiply 3 by itself, so 3 times 3, you will get 9. So therefore, 9 is a perfect squares. All right, and then we also have prime numbers, and this will be our examples. We have 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and so on. Now we call these numbers prime numbers because these numbers have only two factors, 1 and the number itself. Let me give you example, class. Example 2 is equals to 1 times 2. So therefore, class 2 has two factors. That would be 1 and the number itself. That would be only 1 and 2. Another example, 7 is equals to 1 times 7. So therefore, 7 is a prime number because the factors of 7, that's only 1 and 7. 1 and the number itself. Last example, class, if I will say 13, 13 is equals to 1 times 13. So therefore, the factors of 13, that's only 1 and 13. So just remember that one, class, prime numbers consist of two factors, 1 and the number itself. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and so on. These are what we call prime numbers. Factors that's only 1 and the number itself. So do not forget, class, the smallest prime number is 2. Always remember that one, class. The smallest prime number is 2. And we also have composite numbers. So composite numbers, this will be our examples. We have 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, and so on. So composite numbers consist of more than two factors. Let me give you an example. So for 4 is equals to 1 times 4. So factors of 4, that's 1 and 4. And we also have 2 times 2. So therefore, 4 has 4 factors. That would be 1, 4, then 2, and then 2. So 4 has 4 factors, more than 2 factors. So therefore, we call this number composite number. So 4 is a composite number. Another example, 6 is equals to 1 times 6. And then 6 is equals to 2 times 3. So therefore, 6 has 4 factors. That would be 1, 6, and then 2, 3. So therefore, 6 is a composite number because it consists of more than 2 factors. Another example, 12 is equals to 1 times 12. And then 12 is equals to 2 times 6. And then 12 is equals to 3 times 4. So therefore, 12 is a composite number because 12 has 6 factors. We have 1, 12, 2, 6, and then 3 and 4. So I hope, class, you're not confused with regards to prime numbers and then composite numbers. And we also have multiples. So this will be our examples. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and then 28. So it's like skip counting. So multiples of 4. So just simply add 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. 16 plus 4 is 20. And then 20 plus 4 is 24. And then so on. So example, class, if I will say, what are the multiples of 10? Give me multiples of 10. So therefore, we can say 10, 20. Just simply add 10, 10, 20, 30, 40. Just add 10, 40 plus 10, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then so on. So it's like skip counting, class. Another example, what are the multiples of 3? So there would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and then 24. So simply add 3. And last one, class, we also have factors. Now factors, example, 6 is equals to, so factors of 6, that's 1, 2, 3, and then 6. So for factors, there will be numbers which can be divided without a remainder. So for example, class, once again, for factors of 6, we have 1, 2, 3, and 6 because we can divide 6 by 1. 6 divided by 1, that is 6, so we don't have a remainder. Same with 2, 6 divided by 2, that's 3, we don't have a remainder. 6 divided by 3, that's 2. We don't have a remainder. And then 6 divided by 6, that's 1. So therefore, 1, 2, 3, 6 are the factors of 6. Alright, so let's proceed now to our activity. So I have here some following pictures. Then I want you to group these pictures according to its characteristics. So we have group A, group B, and then group C. So for strawberry, so let's put that on A. And then we also have mango for A. And then we also have apple for A. So for group B, we can start with cat. And then we have dog. And then we have bird. So based on this given group, class, I'm sure, class, you already have the idea what is the kind of group for group A, group B. And then for C, we have the television. And then the radio. And then the electric fan. So based on this group, class, I'm sure, class, you already have the idea What kind of group? For group A, group B, and then group C. So once again, for group A, we have strawberry, mango, and then apple. So what do you think, class, for group A? What set is this one, class? That's correct. For group A is the set of fruits. So A is the set of fruits. So for group A, that would be set of fruits. For B, we have cat, dog, and bird. What's your idea, class, for group B? That's correct. Group B is the set of animals. And for C, we have television, radio, and then electric fan. What's your answer, class, for group C? That's correct. Group C is the set of appliances. So for A, B, and C, class, we call this one as sets. All right. So once again, class, we call this one as set. So let's define now what is set. So a set is a well-defined collection of objects. Objects placed within the brackets are called elements of a set and do not have to be in any specific order. Sets are named using capital letters. So that's why, class, in our group a while ago, we have group A, group B, and then we have capital A, capital B, and then capital C. So always remember that one, class, sets are named using capital letters, with some sets having predefined names like N for natural numbers and then W for whole numbers. Now this will be the symbol, class, for the element. It's like capital E, so the symbol used for element, and then this one with a slash, E with a slash, the symbol used for not an element. Alright, so let's talk about the elements of a set. So I will give you examples, class, for the elements of a set. So example number 1, the set of school days in a week. So the set of school days in a week, we have set A, that would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. So once again, class, this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are what we call elements of a set. So inside these braces is what we call the elements of a set. Now we can say that Monday is an element of set A because Monday is part of set A. Once again, class, do not be confused. Monday is an element of set A because Monday is the set of school days in a week. And we can also say that Thursday is an element of set A because Thursday is a part of school days in a week. And then Saturday is not an element of set A because Saturday is not the set of school days in a week. So we don't have Saturday, class, in our elements. Okay, as you can see, class, we only have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. So Saturday is not the set of school days in a week. So, and we can also say that Sunday is not an element of set A because Sunday is not on set A. So that's the thing there, class, with regards to elements of a set. Let me give you another example, class. Example number 2. The set of odd numbers less than 10. Once again, class, what are those odd numbers? Do you still remember? That's correct. This will be our example, less than 10. So we have 1, 3, 5, 7, and then 9. So therefore, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, we call this one elements of a set. So we once again, class, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, these are the elements of a set. So we can say that 1 is an element of set B because 1 is part of this given elements. Once again, class, 1 is an element of set B because 1 is the set of odd numbers less than 10. We can also say that 5 is an element of set B because 5 is part of this given set B. 5 is the set of odd numbers less than 10. And we can say that 4 is not an element of set B because 4 is not an odd number. Once again, class, do not forget 4 is not an odd number and you cannot see 4, class, in this given braces. So once again, class, 4 is not on set B. So 4 is not an element of set B. And then we can also say that 6 is not an element of set B because 6 is not an odd number and we cannot see 6 in this given set B. So therefore, 6 is not an element of set B. So I hope, class, you're not confused with regards to elements of a set. Now, there are two basic methods to describe a set. So the first one, we have the verbal description method. Now, verbal description method, the set is described in words using a verbal statement. So let's have an example, the set of colors in the Philippine flag. And the other method, we have the roster or listing method. Now, roster or listing method, the elements of a set are listed in a row separated using commas and enclosed braces. So if you write this one for verbal description method, the set of colors in the Philippine flag in roster or listing method, so our answer, that would be set A, that would be blue, yellow, red, and then white. So that's how you write class in roster or listing method. So you have the braces and then capital A. Once again, for set, you have capital letters. So set A, that would be blue, yellow, red, and then white. So let's have plenty of examples class with regards to verbal description method and then roster or listing method. Alright, so let's have an example class for verbal description method and then roster or listing method. So given example number 1, the set of months containing 31 days. So how will you write that one class in roster or listing method? So once again class, in roster or listing method, you can use any capital letter for the set. So we have set A, we have January, March, May, July, August, October, and then December. So these are the following months containing 31 days. So example number 2, we have given roster or listing method, set B, A, E, E, O, U. So how will you write this one class in verbal description method? That's correct. That would be the set of vowels in the English alphabet. So that's the answer for verbal description method. Example number 3, the set of whole numbers less than 10. So how would you write this one class in roster or listing method? So once again, you can use any capital letter for the set. Do you still remember class? Numbers less than 10, whole numbers. So that's correct. So set C, we have, you start at 0. Once again class, for whole numbers, you start at 0. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So these are the whole numbers less than 10. So how about this one class? Letter D, we have given roster or listing method. So how will you write this one class in verbal description method? What have you noticed class? We have given 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. What have you noticed class? These are odd numbers, right? So we can say the set of odd numbers less than 13. Or you can also say the set of odd numbers less than 12. So this will be the answer class for verbal description method given roster or listing method. So you try this one class, example number 5, the set of even numbers less than 20, and then you put your answer on the comments section down below. Let me check class if you really understand our topic. Now let's talk about well-defined and not well-defined set. Now, a well-defined set in math is a collection of objects where it is clear whether or not any given object is a member of a set. Example class, the set of odd numbers between 5 and 15. Of course, class, we know what are those odd numbers. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and so on. So therefore, class, odd numbers between 5 and 15, that would be 7, that would be 9, that would be 11, and then 13. So therefore, class, we know what are the elements of the set. So 7, 9, 11, 13, those are the elements of the set of odd numbers between 5 and 15. Another example, class, the set of months in a year. Of course, we know what are those months in a year. So we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and then December. So therefore, class, we know the elements of the set. January, February, and so on, those are the elements of the set. So therefore, this set is a well-defined set. I hope, class, you're not confused with regards to well-defined set. Now, let's talk about a not well-defined set. Now, a not well-defined set has conditions that may not be clear to everyone. Example class, the set of pretty ladies in grade 7. Now, the set of pretty ladies class in grade 7, it depends on the person preference. Example class, for me, she is pretty, but on the other person preference, she is not pretty. So therefore class, it depends on the person preference. So we are not sure with regards to this given set. And we call this one not well-defined set. Another example class, the set of popular actors in the Philippines. Once again class, for me, he is popular, but on the other person's preference, he is not popular. So it depends on the person preference, and we call this one not well-defined set because it is not sure or it is not clear to everyone. All right, so let's have now our activity. So we match column A with column B. Write the letter only on the space provided before the number. So column A, number 1. It is represented by 3 dots which are used to indicate that a set has many or infinite elements. What's the answer, class? That's correct. It should be letter C, ellipsis. All right, number 2, a well-defined collection of objects. What's the answer, class? That's correct. It should be letter B, set. Grouping symbols used to group the elements of a set. What's the answer, class? That's correct. It should be letter D, braces. And number 4, a symbol used to represent a set. What's the answer, class? Symbol used to represent a set. That's correct. It should be capital letters, letter F. And last one, the objects contained in the set. What's the answer, class, for number 5? That's correct. It should be letter E, elements. All right, so last activity, identify whether each of the following sets is well-defined or not. Put a check mark if it's well-defined and then cross mark if it's not. Write your answer in the space provided before each number. So the set of odd numbers between 1 and 15, what's the answer, class? That's correct. It should be well-defined because we know what are those numbers. Number 2, the set of months containing 31 days. That's correct. We know what are those months containing 31 days. We have January, we have March, and then October, December, and then so on. So this is well-defined. So check mark for number 2. Number 3, the set of popular actors in the Philippines. So once again, this is not well-defined because it depends on the person's preference. So this is X. And number 4, the set of handsome men in grade 8. So once again, this is X because it depends on the person preference. Number 5, the set of Philippine presidents. So can we get the set of Philippine presidents? Yup, we can name the Philippine presidents. So this is check, well-defined. The set of prime numbers below 50. Yup, we can have that answer. So prime numbers, example 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. So we can get these following numbers below 50. Prime numbers below 50. All right, number 7, the set of entertaining magicians. So for this scenario, class, once again, it depends on the person preference. For me, he is a magician, but in the other person's preference, maybe he is not. So once again, this is not well defined. So this is X. Number 8, the set of planets with a moon. So can we have that? Yup, we can have those answer. So this is well defined. All right, and then you try this one, class, number 9 and then number 10, and you put your answer in the comment section down below. Let me check, class, if you really understand our topic. So once again, I hope you learned something new today. If you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Have a great day, class. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.